When the management structure was given, money was given, yeah, and then human power was given, only they said by 1980 you must put the satellite in orbit, making a rocket. So thousands of people worked for that, say, scientific, technical team. So when the time came, 1979, I think it's in August, we launched, I was the mission director, project director. I was the control center, I was the mission director. We handed over to the computer to do the process of checking the launch vehicle T-minus 4 minutes and launch it. After 1 minute, the computer, checkered computer put a hold. For some reasons, they said, and display was there, it said some component is not doing well, control component. My experts told me, I have always behind me 4 or 5 experts will be there. And they quickly calculated in computer, they told me, don't worry, there's a lot of reserve fuel in there, we will succeed. So I bypassed the computer, I went on manual, launched the rockets. Okay. And it's a 4-stage rockets. The first stage worked beautifully. As soon as the second stage separated, it got into trouble. Instead of satellite going to orbit, the whole rocket system went into Bay of Bengal. Okay. So it was a big failure. So that day, Indian Space Research Army Chief, Prof Satish Dhawan, there's a press conference, 7 o'clock we launched. 7:45 there's a press conference, the whole world press is there in Sereri, Kotak, at launch base. So I still remember the chairman of the organization, the leader of the organization, taking the press conference. I was by his side. He said, we have failed. First time we tried to attempt it, and this failure really makes us to believe we have to give more technological support to my team, and they worked very hard. Definitely in a year they will succeed. So I was a mission director, I was a project director. I was responsible for the failure, and he took the responsibility of failure as a chairman of the organization and the leader of the organization. Next year, 1980, July, we succeeded. The whole nation was jubilant. There was a press conference. Prof Satish Dhawan told me, you go take the press conference. Okay? The message is, when the failure occurred, the leader of the organization warned the leader of failure. When the success came, he gave this team. The best management principle, I have not learned previously, any books have not taught me. I learned from that experience. Okay?
Give us an example from your own experience about managing failure.
Well, my own experience like this, 1973.
Statement from our former president, Dr. A PJ Abdul Kalam. That's this all the time. How do you deal with failures? See, he took advice from his team. They said, go ahead. He put it in manual mode from T-4. And it took off. The first stage it was okay. But suddenly it went straight into the Bay of Bengal. What does Professor Satish Dhawan, the chairman of ISRO, do? 45 minutes after the launch, which is a flop, Professor Satish Dhawan addresses the press, the media, the international media, and says, I take all the blame. Who had actually flopped? Whose failure was it? Dr. Abdul Kalam's. But 1 year later, Professor Satish Dhawan gave them infrastructure, supported them. It was a success. 1 year later, what does the chairman do? He said, Kalam, you take the press conference. All the credit for the success was given to Kalam. What a remarkable leader. How wonderful, how he has supported his team led by Abdul Kalam. I wrote a piece. If any of you mail me, I will send you the article I wrote a year ago. Kalam, where is the engine? Kalam, where is the engine? I'm sure he's hearing me somewhere. Please read the small article or the book in which he described how his school teacher helped him understand where is the engine which drives us. It is within us. This particular drive, this motivation that we have to do things takes us miles and miles and miles. I think, to summarize, are there one or two students who would like to comment on this video? Abdul Kalam's interview. This is an interview with Dr. A PJ Abdul Kalam in Wharton School of Management. Somebody wants to remark? Vama. In the period. Alan. Aha. Come. Okay, Alan. Tell me, what do you want to say?
He is a great person who takes the failure as positive and achieve it later.
Wonderful. Give him a big hand. Tell us about ISRO's programs. Any program that you know that Indian Space Research Organization has done very successfully. I'll give you a hint. Chandrayan. That is Mangalayan.
Yeah.
Say one or two words about Chandrayan and Mangalayan.
A few years back, the ISRO sent a unmanned probe to the Mangalyaan for the research and taking the soil of it for seeing the water content.
Did they do it on the surface of Mars or did they do it on the surface of Moon? I think they succeeded in detecting water under some rocks on the Moon's surface. So I think this young man has participated. Let's thank him. Sit down. Now it's time for me to conclude this meeting. Sir, oxygen काटरेंगला. Uncle, sir, oxygen दिखाएंगे. Uncle, sir, can you show us oxygen? And I think we learned by actually seeing oxygen and learning oxygen is very important, but it should not lead to the production of unwanted radicals in our body. It may then cause diseases. We wanted to see what is the difference between a grasshopper and a locust, and why the grasshopper does not eat spinach. I suggested you can do experiments. We saw a video from the University of Oxford where we were told the population increases and food supply is scarce. They start rubbing against their bodies, each other's bodies. The lonely and the solitary grasshopper gets metamorphosed into a locust which goes into a swarm mode. At the same time, we learned looking at how ants carry a small stone piece on which there is some sugary syrup, how from learning how these desert ants coordinate and cooperate with each other, how he could make wonderful robots that fly, and they are beautifully made, pre-programmed, but almost look intelligent. Manjul Bhargava looked so fresh in his interview with Dr. Prannoy Roy, and we learnt that Fibonacci numbers are in fact Hemachandra numbers. And I think this audience, when I show the hand, you will chant the Hemachandra numbers.
1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34.
Thank you so much. But remember, this was in answer to the question, how many possible modes of combinations of short and long nodes are possible when an 8 beat is going to be played on the tabla? 34 was the answer. To conclude, we went back to the experience of Dr. A PJ Abdul Kalam in helping us learn how to deal with failures. May I thank once again the teachers who brought these students from the KV, Karaikudi, Secretary campus, the principal of the school, the organizers from the Secretary side. Yes, young man, come. You listen to this young man very carefully. Yes.
Vijay Kumar sir was do a drone.
Yes.
That is flying robot, and it is controlled by Vijay Kumar sir, or it is controlled by themselves.
Very good. Have you understood his question? Tamil la solli the question.
Vijay Kumar sir வந்து ஒரு drone invite பண்ணாங்க. அந்த drone வந்து அவங்களால கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணப்படுதா இல்ல வந்து ரோபோட்ஸால கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணப்படுதா?
Good. Give him a big hand. Some student or even a teacher who wants to answer or try to answer this question. Somebody. Who are that robot? Robots themselves or Prof Vijay Kumar? उनका पैर है ना? बैठ जाओ, बताइए.
Sir, the robots itself should have controlled.
How do you know your answer is right? Give her a big hand. How do you know this? Because of its functions. Let me say, Professor Vijay Kumar and his team write the algorithms. And the algorithms themselves are programmed to deal with these situations. Very good. Yeah? So very good answer. Fabulous. All these young people who have taken courage to come and answer and comment, I think the teachers must note their names. They must be encouraged in the respective school from which they are coming. And I think India is a great country. Each one of the young people present here, Vijay Kumar, is a budding Manjul Bhargava. Each one of you is a potential Srinivasa Ramanujan or ACV Raman. That is the message I want to carry from Delhi to KV, Karaikudi, on the Secretary campus. Remarkable afternoon that we have had. We continue to be in touch with each other. Please be in touch through the Secretary, through your teachers, whom I will give the email ID so that you can continue to communicate with us. Shall we close this session? Thank you so much.